Namaste everyone. So today let us start the new chapter, that is statistics. So this chapter already you have come across in 9th standard. So in this video let me recall all the terms whatever you learned in 9th standard. So first let me start with the meaning of the word statistics and why we use statistics and what are the terms you learned in 9th standard. So now first let me start with the definition. Statistics deals with the collection, organization, analysis and interpretation of data. So statistics comes from the Latin word which means status. So actually where we use statistics? We use statistics in many fields, like if you want to compare the status in different areas. So like for example, if I want to compare the average marks of the same class in different sections, suppose think that we have four sections, that is A, B, C, D. So among four sections, which class average is more, so which class is better compared to the other class? So to compare the status of anything, like it may be a marks, so it may be like if I want to compare the illiteracy rate of different states, so there also we use the statistics. And if you want to compare the average population or average temperature, so like many more things we use statistics. So statistics is all about the collection of data. First we have to collect the data and we organize them either in ascending order or descending order so that we can understand the data in a better way. After organizing, we analysis, means we do analysis. So what we analysis, suppose after collecting the marks of each class, so we raise many questions like how many students got more than 50 or how many students got more than 80. So how many students are below 30 marks. So like this we raise many questions to analyze the data whatever we want to know the status about. And at last we interpret the data in the form of frequency distribution table and also some pictorial representation like bar graphs, histograph, frequency, polygon. So all these we learned already in 9th standard. So let us do a quick recap of about what we already know in the previous classes. First, let me start with raw data. So what is raw data? Suppose I want to know the average marks of each section of the same class, for example 10th. So what I do? I collect the information from each class. Suppose each class has 40 members. Every child marks first I'll enter in a paper. So that is raw data. Whatever I enter the data, that is called raw data. So data can be collected in two ways. One is primary data and the other is secondary data. So for example, if a person himself collect the data, that is called primary data. Suppose if we collect the data through any source, for example, newspaper. Suppose if I want marks, I can collect directly. So that comes under primary data. I can ask the child of each child marks and we can collect them. So that comes under primary data. Suppose if your teacher asks you to record a 1 month temperature in your city. So what you do, you cannot check the temperature daily. So instead of that, you go for other source, like you can go with Google or newspaper. So collecting a data with some other source is called secondary data. So we learned now what is data. Data is nothing but whatever we want to know the status, we do start collecting the data. So that itself about any information, it may be marks, it may be a weather report or it may be a population, or it may be anything. So collection of information is called data. In that you have two types of data. One is primary data, another is secondary data. So now for example, let us take one example. Marks, I have taken a marks of 20 students out of 50 marks. So this is a test conducted out of 50 marks, and in that class number of students are 20. So I collected the data. Now you can see that the data is unorganized. It is not organized. So this can be primary data or secondary data. I can collect the data myself, or I can ask any other person about this marks and I can take the data. This can be two things. And after collecting data, what we do? We organize the data. So organize means what? Either arranging in ascending or descending. Why do we organize the data? When we organize the data, analysis will be very easy. Means we can count, or we can tell, like in this example, how many students got more than 40 or less than 25. Easy to analysis. So for better analysis, we go for organized data. Next. So till now we learned what is the meaning of data, what are the two types of data, and what is organized data. Next, coming to the frequency distribution table, which you learned in 9th standard. There are two types of frequency distribution table. One is ungrouped frequency distribution table, and the other is grouped frequency distribution table. So before I explain what is meaning of frequency distribution table, what is ungrouped and what is grouped, let me explain two more important points, that is range and frequency. What is range? Range is nothing but difference of maximum and minimum observation. That is, range equals to maximum observation minus minimum observation. For example, what is observation? Each entry of this data are nothing but observation. So how many observations you have in this example? You have 20 observations. So what is range in this case? Maximum is what here? 50, and minimum is 5. So the range is 50 minus 5, that is 45. Means the range is nothing but 50 minus, that is maximum observation, minus minimum observation is 5. So that is 45. Then what about frequency? Frequency is nothing but the number of times an observation repeats is called frequency. So let me explain you with an example. Try to understand number of times an observation repeats. So if I ask you what is the frequency of 5 here, how many times 5 is repeated? Yes, that is 2. So the frequency of 5 is 2. Then what is frequency of 10? 1. Frequency of 25, it is repeated 3 times. 30, 1. 35, 3. 40, 4. 42, 1. 45 is repeated 2 times. 49, 1. And 50, 2. So with this frequency definition keeping in mind, so let us learn how to do ungrouped frequency distribution table first. Now, so you can see here ungrouped frequency distribution table. The same example I am taking. So what are the different entries you have here? You have 5, 10, 25, 30, 35, 40, 42, 45, 49 and 50. So write all the different observation one time. So what is this? These are called marks. So we have these different entries in my example. So still I have taken here the limited, that is 20. Number of students are 20. So 5, 10, 25, 30, 35, 40, 42, 45, 49 and 50 are the different observations. So what is frequency? Frequency is nothing but here number of students. So how many students got 5 marks? As you observed in the previous example, 5 is repeated 2 times. So number of students scored 5 marks is 2. Similarly, how many students got 10 marks? 1. How many students got 25 marks? 3. 30 marks? 1. 35 marks obtained by 3 students. 40 marks obtained by 4 students. And 42 marks obtained by 1. 45 marks obtained by 2 students. 49 frequency is 1 and 50 frequency is 2. Nothing but the number of times each entry occurs, that is an observation repeats, is called frequency. So this column becomes the frequency and this is tally marks. So already learned how to put the tally marks. Each observation represents one line. So 2, it is 2 lines. 1 line. So this is how you can complete the given after giving an unorganized data. After taking an unorganized data, you have to organize it in a proper way, that is either ascending order or descending order. After organizing, it will be very easy to represent it in the form of frequency distribution table. So why it is ungrouped frequency distribution table? Because here you can see there are no groups. I have taken an individual entry and I have given a frequency. So that's why it is called as ungrouped frequency distribution table. Next, so in the previous year you learned there are 3 measure, that is central tendency. There are 3 measure of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. So to know the better status, that is to know the political state of any information in any area, we need 3 average. They are called measure of central tendency. They are called mean, median and mode. So in the 9th class you learned how to find mean of an ungrouped data, mode of an ungrouped data, median of an ungrouped data. So let me explain with a small example what is. Now let me explain only mean. So in the next coming video I am going to explain what is mode and median. Now let me explain how to find mean of an ungrouped data. Listen carefully. In this class 10th, you don't have this concept. This already you have learned in the previous classes, how to find mean of ungrouped data. Then what you are going to learn in class 10th? In this class you are going to learn how to find mean, median and mode of a group data. So before we study mean, median and mode of group data, we should know what is group data. So let me explain after this mean. So what is mean of ungrouped data? Mean equal to sum of observations divided by total number of observations. Now let me give an example, small example. Find the mean of 5, 15, 10 and 30. And you can see this is very simple question. There is no frequency. All 4 entries are different and you no need to do the frequency distribution table. And also note that this is ungrouped. There is no group here. Then how to find mean? According to the definition, mean equals to sum of observation. So add all the 4 observation, 5 plus 15 plus 10 plus 30 divided by number of observation. How many numbers you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So add 60 you got, divide by 4. So what is mean? Mean is 15. So in the previous class you learned how to find the average, that is with the help of mean, and how to compare. So when we go for, if you want to know the best class in 10th, what we do? We go for mean. I cannot go for mode or median. So mean will be the appropriate central tendency to find the average marks, because each student entry will add in this and we'll get the average. So this will be an appropriate measure of central tendency to compare which class is better in case of marks. Now I hope everyone understood what is mean of an ungrouped data. Now suppose think that here I have taken only 4 observations. You can see only 4 observations you have. Suppose if you have a table like this, frequency distribution table, how to find mean. So this also you learned in the previous class. So here you can see find mean. So this first 2 columns are your question. So this is a question, find the mean. So you have, these are the observations and this is the frequency. So how to find mean? So let us take marks as xi, that is what, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, all these entries, and let me take the second column as fi, that is f1, f2, f3, f4, f5. So what I am doing? I am not changing the definition of mean here. So what is mean? Mean equal to sum of observations divided by number of observations. So like that if I go, sum means what I should do? I have to add 5 2 times. 5 plus 5. So 10 I should add 1 time. 25 is repeated 3 times. So 25 should be added. 25 plus 25 plus 25. And 30 1 time. 35 plus 35 plus 35. So instead of adding, you learn in very early age that repeated addition is nothing but multiplication. So instead of adding 5 plus 5 2 times, you can multiply 5 2s are 10. So you can observe here, instead of adding, you have one more column, that is fi xi. Xi is the given observations, fi is the frequency of each observation, and when I multiply, what I am doing, instead of adding 5 2 times, I am multiplying. 5 2s are 10. So like that, 10 1s are 10, 25 3s are 75, 30 1s are 30. So like that, each entry you have to multiply with the frequency. So you get this third column, that is called fi xi. Now what is our formula of mean? You know that mean equal to sum of observations divided by number of observations. So when you add all this third column, that is fi xi, this is nothing but sum of all these observations, that is 671. And when you add all this number of students, that is frequency, we get total number of students, that is 20. So mean equals to summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi, that is 671 divided by 20, we got 33.55. So this is another method of doing mean. One is when the number of observation is very limited, like you have 4 or 5, you can do direct addition, that is mean equal to sum of observation divided by 4. But when each entry has a frequency like this, whenever you have a frequency distribution table, then how will you do mean? This is the formula, mean equal to summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi, where fi xi, that is summation of fi xi, is nothing but sum of observation, and summation of fi is nothing but number of observations. So with this, I hope everyone understood. Till now we try to understand, that is what is the meaning of statistics, why we use statistics. So what is data, what is raw data, what is primary data, secondary data, what is meaning of range, frequency, and there are 3 types of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. So what is ungrouped frequency distribution table, how to find mean for an ungrouped frequency distribution table. Thank you.